Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan here with the review of WWE Battleground. It has just concluded. Overall, thoughts on the show? I thought this was a strong show. Not a lot of lulls in this pay-per-view. I thought there were plenty of good matches, and I was interested through the majority of the pay-per-view. So you really can't complain when that's the situation. Once again, they are doing the whole running, 15, 20 minutes over the time limit. And once again, I'm going to complain just a little bit here, saying that I still think it is not necessary at all. If this was packed with extra matches, I would totally understand. But it really seems like in key situations, they just ran a little bit longer with promos than they could have. I think they could have been equally as effective and still kept this show right up until like the 11 p.m. Eastern time mark. Nevertheless, it seems like they're keeping the train rolling extra time just for the sake of keeping it rolling that long. So that's my biggest nitpick of tonight's show, and I have a feeling, just a hunch that I'm going to be complaining about this a lot in the future, because it seems like it's just a thing that they're going to do now. So I guess that's something I'm just going to have to get used to. Anyway, on the pre-show, we had Breezango get a win over the Usos. So I'm happy to see Breezango here actually becoming a formidable tag team. I think that's something both of these guys deserve. We know they're both talented guys, and it seems like they're finally getting their shot. So happy to see that. Opening the show, interestingly enough, they had the women open the show, and I thought this was a very fun match. And Bayley makes her WWE main roster debut. What's going to happen with the future of Bayley? We're not quite sure yet, but nevertheless, it was amazing to see her entrance on a WWE stage. The ovation she got, I think a lot of people got chills from this. I know I did. It was so cool to see Bayley's main roster debut. I would have liked her to get the pin to win the match, but that's, once again, just a small complaint. And I thought this was a well-worked tag match. And as expected, Sasha and Bayley got the win, so happy to see that for sure. Next, we had the Wyatt family versus the New Day, six-man tag match. I predicted here that the Wyatt family were going to win. That's exactly what happened. This was the last time the Wyatt family were going to be the team as we know it, as Braun Strowman's going to be on Raw, and Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt will be on SmackDown. So the Wyatt family as we know it, this is the final time we'll see that for quite a while, if ever. And yeah, this was another good match. Big E took a terrible landing on that spear through the ropes. Very nasty. I really hope that he's okay. We saw quite a few bad landings at this pay-per-view towards from the whole first half of the show. But glad to see the Wyatt family get a strong win here. I think, of course, the Wyatt family, it seems like they always need a win. And since the tag titles weren't on the line, the New Day, they're still going to be a team. They still get the titles. They're still the longest reigning tag champs ever. So they don't really lose too much from this, but I think the Wyatt family gained a lot from this. Next up, we had Rusev versus Zack Ryder. So my predictions going into this, I thought that for some reason, this is my crazy crackpot theory, that Zack Ryder would win, and then in the IC title match, Darren Young would win, so that we would already have the two mid-card titles switching shows. I thought that would be kind of a fun little thing, but obviously that whole theory got debunked when Rusev here got a win over Zack Ryder. And, pretty convincing win at the end there. But I like that Zack, he didn't just get outright squashed. They let him really, get close to winning and especially almost break out of the accolade. But then Rusev just locked it in even tighter and, got the win there. But we got Mojo Rawley at the end there. That was pretty cool to see Mojo come down. How about Zack Ryder works because they have the whole history as the Hype Bros. So that was pretty cool and a smart way to get Mojo Rawley involved. And then next up we have can't even talk. We have what is without question the match of the night. We had Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and holy crap, these guys just tore the house down. Match of the year candidate. I mean, this was just unreal, and Sami Zayn took a nasty fall when he tried to go for that springboard moonsault where he sits down the rope, does the moonsault, and he ended up just cracking his shoulder and neck right on the apron of the mat, and it was just absolutely nasty. And I mean, Big E takes that nasty fall, and then we have Sami Zayn taking this hit, and then even Kevin Owens when he took that suplex on the apron. I think it was a safe landing, but still it looks super painful. Really hope all these guys are okay. But man, the crowd was super hot for this match. It just more than delivered. I think this is the match we've all been waiting for in this rivalry, and going in as this is the final bout, they really delivered. And just that icing on the cake with Sami Zayn after he gets that first haluva kick, and it seems like Kevin Owens is out of it. He's just like, no, I know what it takes to put him away. He's getting one more, and then deliver that second haluva kick and got a win. I mean, it was an emotional win for Sami Zayn. I mean, this is a huge win for him. He kind of came onto this roster and immediately went into this feud, and this is really his way to get a solid win and move on. And definitely Zayn needed this win a lot more than Kevin Owens did. And this really just this puts Sami Zayn on the map on the main roster for sure. So awesome match. My match of the night without question. Next up, we had a match in a very unfortunate place. We had Becky Lynch versus Natalya following this match. Some match had to follow, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And, it honestly, it sucks for Becky and Natalya, but it was the right match to put afterwards and let the crowd cool down. People really, I love Becky Lynch, but people are just not into this feud. It's hard to care about Natalya, and I hate to say that because I really respect her and I think she's got great ability, but I don't know, there's just not a lot of reasons to get invested in her character. I am very invested in Becky's character and looking forward to what she does on SmackDown, but really not a ton to say about this match, other than I was super surprised that Natalya got the win. They're really the two top women on SmackDown, so I'm expecting this feud to continue, considering that Natalya got the win. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they can add some new elements to it to make it interesting. Moving on, we had The Miz versus Darren Young, for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought this was a fine match. Nothing too crazy about it. Didn't like that it ended in a DQ. It got really weird there with Bob Backlund ripping his shirt off, and so there's involvement with Lana and Backlund, and then it ends in a DQ. I'm interested to see where things go. And hopefully we'll get some better matches out of this. Nothing crazy about it. It was fine for what it was, and if it's a DQ, what it takes to keep it going. But they're on separate brands, so it seems weird, right? Miz is on SmackDown, and Darren Young is on Raw, if I'm not mistaken. So what's gonna happen here? You ended in a DQ. Are we gonna keep this cross-brand just to end this at SummerSlam or something? We'll have to wait and see, but I can't imagine that this is the end. Next up, we had John Cena and John Cena with Enzo and Cass versus The Club. Awesome, really fun match. The promo beforehand, it sounds like Enzo and Big Cass are getting a better reaction than John Cena and some of the other key faces on the show, which is just unreal to think about because they've been here like 3 months. We know they were very popular in NXT, but we're really seeing the power of NXT people moving to the main roster. More and more people already know who they are and everything about them before they even get here. And, Enzo and Cass have just been killing it ever since they got here. And Enzo just owns the room when he's on the microphone. And I love that John Cena, he just gave them the floor. And, they didn't need John Cena's help to get the crowd roaring for them. Cena could sit back and just watch them do what they do. And that's what's so cool about these guys. Like I said earlier, great promo. Could have been 5 minutes shorter just to keep the show at a solid 3 hours. Nevertheless, really fun. Match overall was awesome. I figured that Enzo and Cass and Cena were going to win here, considering that the club is going to be split up anyway, and there are factions, so it didn't need to have them get that win there, because they're going to cease to be, and Enzo and Cass and Cena, could use the win, and especially Enzo and Cass in this big main event situation, basically a main event type match. It was great to see Enzo and Cass get a win. Now, we had the highlight reel with Orton and Jericho. I thought both these guys did a great job. Orton, very weird, it's always weird to see Orton playing the babyface, especially on the microphone, but I thought Orton did very well. It was a refreshed Orton, because I think Orton, 9 months ago and before, for quite a while, just, he seems like he's just kind of going through the motions and he doesn't quite want to be there. But this was an Orton I felt really cared, really, missed what he had been away from, and this was awesome. And I thought Jericho, always just a fantastic foil, his dumb insults and everything. He's so good. Jericho, he's just the ultimate troll nowadays. And I love the interactions, and Jericho kept acting like, he thought Orton was going to go for the RKO, whatever, he kept faking it. And Orton did an amazing job of doing that RKO out of nowhere. Once again, this segment went pretty long, didn't have to go as long as it did, but I was entertained through most of it, so good highlight reel. Just a little too long. Finally, we get to the Shield Triple Threat, a match we've been waiting 2 years for, I'd say. Even before that. Basically, since the Shield became a legit faction, we've been curious to, when are they going to split up? When is it going to be the Shield Triple Threat? Well, we finally got it, and I would say this match definitely delivered. They had some really cool spots. They had that spot where they all kind of hit, he hit like an enziguri kick or something, and then Ambrose, they all kind of did their like signature type moves, and Ambrose did his lovely springboard clothesline thing. Some great spots, and I loved, it was so weird but awesome to see Ambrose and Rollins actually working together at one point to powerbomb Roman through the table. And then Dean Ambrose, man, I didn't think he was gonna come out of this alive with the championship, but that was awesome to see. So Dean Ambrose, still your WWE champion, and he's taken the title to SmackDown. Now, another nice touch I want to say before I get into the situation with the titles, because I think nobody really knows what that. It was cool to see the rosters actually being invested in the in this final match, because you got to think kayfabe wise that they're interested in where the title goes. I mean, nobody knows exactly the title situation, but if they're thinking of it like, with 2 titles, or on each show 2 world titles or something, obviously that seems like the top prize, and they're interested, hey, we want Ambrose to win for SmackDown so that we can have an opportunity at the championship. There is a reason that the SmackDown roster, besides just caring because Ambrose is SmackDown, that they would want him to win. So Ambrose wins and takes the championship to SmackDown, and that's all they've kind of said on it. We don't know if it's going to be where the champion can go to both shows. We don't know if Raw's going to get its own title. All we know is that Ambrose right now is taking the championship to SmackDown, and I imagine we're going to get some clarification about what that means on Monday Night Raw. But for now, Dean Ambrose wins the Shield Triple Threat. Ambrose is the top member of the Shield. You could say he won this match. I was expecting Seth Rollins, but I'm really glad that Ambrose won. I want to see him get a respectable title reign. 1 month was too short, and this is a guy who's been a workhorse for this company for so long. So I'm really happy to see him keep the title, for a month longer, and I'd like to see it go a little bit longer than that, but we have no idea right now what's in store for SummerSlam. But I think we all want to know what's in store for Raw on Monday night. So that is the next step, and of course you can catch the rest of our thoughts on this pay-per-view along with Monday Night Raw this coming Tuesday. So Tuesday nights you can check out the podcast. So let me get I can't even. It's really hot today, guys. So I'm a little bit off with my wording here. But let me know what you guys thought of WWE Battleground. Did it meet your expectations? Are you happy that Dean Ambrose is champion? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be sure to read them and give you some feedback as well. So remember to leave a comment, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Man, I can't talk. But so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to catch full thoughts on the pay-per-view and on Raw this Tuesday on the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out some of our other videos, including our SRTs. And if you would like to join the Byte Club, the special elite members of the Byte Club, head on over to patreon.com/Byte That and find out how you can support us and what rewards you can get for supporting us. So check that out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.